Okay, hi, GM, or good evening, everyone, and nice to see you again. All of our um, regular guests and the new ones as well. I see actually quite many new people over here today, which is great. Looks like our on online summer parties then going pretty well. There are a lot of speakers today, so let's make it that way. That because we have already advertised with couple of with browsers that they are welcome here to speak. So if some people after they have spoken can drop and then just ask again, a little bit rotate the speaker slots, so we will get a lot of views and opinions today. But because we have so many people already over here today, I think we can go straight to the point. We have had really good discussion for the whole summer, and really happy to continue around those questions that we have again prepared. But who knows if we are able to only cover one or two when the projects share their opinions over here. But let's start with the familiar round over here. Everyone gives an introduction of their project, and then we can go into the topical questions. So welcome all on my behalf.
Hi, I'll go next. I'm Larry. I'm with Drake Exchange, and we're super happy to be co-hosting this once again. We are a perpetual exchange that is on Base, and we're just waiting on a few things from Chainlink, and after that, we'll be launching very soon. We recently won the on-chain summer build-a-thon, and we're super excited to combine the best features of centralized exchanges with 100% decentralized and transparent perp exchange. So yeah, happy to be here and really excited to hear what everyone else has to say.
I'll start off next. I'm the business developer for Equalizer Scale, specifically Scale on Base, and I'm here to actually talk about a few things for our decks, a few improvements, and a few key things about what we have coming up.
Hi, I can go. Thanks for having this space. So we're building Velvet Capital, and what we are is a portfolio management app for traders to manage all their different on-chain positions, including spot assets and DeFi protocol assets. What we do is we streamline portfolio management, make it simple to get in and out of any asset you wish. We launched our beta on a few other chains, and then launched our first version of the main product on Base about a week and a half ago, and just joined on-chain Summer as well. So excited for the space.
All right, we'll go next. Hello, here from UNCX. So we're the pioneers of liquidity locking. We are on many different chains. So we are top 10 TVL on Base. So if you guys want to do token vesting, you want to launch a project, you can always look for us. And excited to be a part of this space as well.
GM, Rob here. I'm one of the co-founders of Treble. Thanks for having me on again. And we are the first V4 DEX coming to Base, and we'll be an all-encompassing DeFi hub, including a launchpad, cross-chain swap, and our V4 platform. And yeah, we're very excited to get the space started.
I'll go next. I'm Akansha from DZAP. DZAP is building a DeFi aggregator, plus we also have features like batch swap and DCA in our platform. We have already aggregated 20 plus protocols in our aggregator, and we are live on 12 plus chains as of now and aiming for more. Looking forward to this space.
Hey guys, I'm Daniel and I'm the CEO of DeFi Builder. Basically, what we work on is streamlining the process of creating cryptocurrency assets, so BRC20 tokens, NFTs, and various other assets with customizability. And we also do the same for DeFi protocols. So we allow people to create BEXs, lending and borrowing protocols, and various other projects without having to do any coding and with the front-end customization. And right now, we're also moving into microservices. So we'll be working on various types of Telegram integrations, Telegram mini apps, on-chain hosted blogging protocols and websites and various other things.
we can go next. I don't know if it just went silent, but I'm Alex. I'm one of the co-founders of Armbu Legends. We are an anime-inspired community building some really cool products on. Well, we started off on the XRPL, and now we're moving to base. The update's going to be pretty soon. And our main product that we're going to launch with is a PvP trading card game using your Armbu Legend NFTs. We have a play to earn system. We have some really cool ideas that we're going to build out for it in the future. And yeah, I can't wait to just tell more of the base community about our products and try and get involved in some more anime communities. There wasn't that many on the chain that we were on before, and we're hoping that more people love anime on base. So hit me up if you do. But yeah, that's us.
I'll chime in if all the projects already spoke. I'm Mega Trump on base. We're a meme coin, but that's why I love this spaces because I literally love hearing the utility projects, and that's what base needs. Been a VIP member with Starter for 2 or 3 years, so an investor at heart. So the one thing I want to do when it comes back around to the host is I just want to update you guys on the On-Chain Summit San Francisco. So yeah, when there's a spot for that, I'll give you guys some hype because it was dope.
Did we lose the space?
No, sorry guys, there was a little bit of technical issues, and Drake as well, he dropped and he's back in. So I have also added now Open Ocean over there. Hello. Do you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, we are waiting for the introduction from Open Ocean.
It doesn't look like they're a speaker in the space.
Yeah, for me it looks like they are a speaker. They're okay. Elon is doing.
They left and came back, so maybe they'll come up this time.
Yeah, exactly. Elon is doing his magic once again.
Yeah, for me it looks like no one is a speaker actually.
Yeah, it's sometimes a little bit confusing. Let me add him once again if he's able to speak, and then we can start.
Add Elon to the space, please, so he can fix it.
Hey guys, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hey, fantastic. Sorry, just a few technical difficulties. Yeah, quick introduction. OpenOcean is one of the widest reaching DEX aggregators in the space. So we do DEX aggregation and LP aggregation on over 30 different chains. We are the biggest no-fee trade router in the space. So if you want to always get the best price for your trades, we're going to be the ones who you come to. And so far, Base is actually our playground where we're testing, releasing all of our new products. So we have one of the first versions of our on-chain DCA. Again, no additional fees with our limit orders as well. So anyone who wants to do any trading on Base, we have essentially every single major liquidity pool indexed. So OpenOcean is here to facilitate your trading, whether it's Base, another L2, or unique L1. These spaces have always been fantastic. Huge thank you for throwing it together. And yeah, I'm excited to dig down into the Base weeds with everybody. So thanks for the invite, guys.
Yeah, I would love to get in Telegram with you after the space, and maybe we can get a group started. I would love to talk about aggregation with Treble once we go live.
Yeah, man, let's do it. I'll pop you a follow on Twitter, and we can talk afterwards.
Awesome.
Yeah, great. One of our main tasks over here in the base spaces is to make friends with each other and make obviously ourselves as well known in the community that everyone is building over there. And by the way, I see that Game on Forge and Touchgrass, you are as well, requesting to become a speaker. So let's do it in a way that we start with some discussion of the topical discussions over here, and we will lift you as well to the speakers during the spaces. So because you have been invited and advertised that you are over here, you will get your slot as well. But so do not please disappear from the from the spaces. We see that you are over here, and we are really grateful that every one of you has again participated and showed up to the Thursday evening for me, but perhaps it's really a morning for you. But yeah, let's go into the discussion for this week. Right, for the last 4 weeks we have been talking about incentivizing users and how to build your project during this limbo market. We have as well talked about quite a lot market. Last week we talked about liquidity and BTC coming, Coinbase BTC and things like that. But I think we can go a little bit deeper in the discussion today in terms of transparency. This is hot work, hot work always in crypto. We are in the space because we believe actually in the core promise of crypto that everything is visible over there and everything can be traced in that sense. However, I think most of us actually do think as well that for all of the cases it's not the ideal solution, and that is why, for example, in 2017 we had this non-going discussion of private chains and the public chains. That was my newbie year, 2017. My technical co-founder here from Finland, he was a little bit more experienced than myself in crypto, like the second Ethereum developer in this country, let's say it like this. And when I was trying to get my head around the whole crypto and blockchain and try to ask all sorts of questions, what kind of applications and things could build on blockchain, he always asked, okay, Suvi, why not a centralized server then? Because my ideas didn't actually align with the core principles of blockchain and transparency and things like that. However, it was my newbie year and I have grown quite a lot since then, actually fairly quickly, and then I understood the whole idea around it. But we also know that in crypto, often this is fake until you make it market, right? It's very competitive. All of us, if we are working in the same niche, we are kind of let's say competing from the same users, at least the attention, and in cases of tokens also capital and liquidity. So what is your take on transparency over here? How much need to be shared to the community, and how, and if everything, why, and if not everything, why not?
I'll go ahead and go ahead.
No,
okay.
All you.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in here as our publicly facing anonymous team. We are doxxed with certain partners of ours. So as far as transparency goes, I believe that it is very important to have to be using open source technology while you're building. It's very important to keep your community up to date, and if you're raising any funding, it's very important to make sure everyone's aware where that funding is going to. And as far as doxing your identities in crypto, I would say that it's not always a necessary thing, especially when you're living in certain regions. Me for example, I'm based out of the United States currently. We have a team that's based in Europe and Canada as well. So we would like to get doxed with our friends and partners, everyone we're doing business with. But as far as front facing things, we'd like to wait for regulation to get a little bit more clear on the Western side. So transparency is very, very important. But there are many ways you can be transparent without having to tell everybody your address and your everything. In that sense. So the way we're tackling is all of our contracts are audited. As I mentioned, all of our business partners, we've been doxed with them. And as far as all of our tech that we're using, it is all open source. So everyone will be using our protocol, they'll be able to look at our GitHub, they'll be able to look at all of our code on chain, and they'll be able to verify that everything is legit and audited. So it's very important to be clear with your community, with your goals, what you intend to do with your projects. You have your roadmap posted, and you have to execute. And then when the time is right, you can maybe be a little front facing, and we can say goodbye to anonymity when things become a little clear. But transparency is something you have to do in a way that's not going to harm your identities in the crypto space at the moment.
Yeah, that was actually really good take over there in terms of the doxing, for example, teams. I often say that anonymous team alone as itself, it's not a scam, because there are a number of valid reasons as well why for example, all of the founders don't want to be public people. I think it was this Columbia Ethereum conference, like over 1 year ago, 1.5 years ago. There were even people sending messages in Twitter that please do not use your Binance or Bitcoin shirt over there at the streets of the Columbia, because it can be actually quite dangerous. So it's there is a security aspect as well. If you are walking over there, I'm the biggest builder in the whole crypto. I'm your new target. But yeah, unfortunately, in this space, I understand where the community is coming from when they want to know who is behind. However, we need to remember as well that even if the project would be doing absolutely its best and giving all the time and effort for the project, still it is a startup, and all startups just don't become, that one unicorn that, well, ideally everyone wants to be. So there are projects that do well, projects that do okay, but the community, we don't know how the people kind of how can I say, thinks about it. They can say that, okay, you're a scammer because you didn't make me 10 million over the night. But yeah, let's go to the next opinions around the topic.
Yeah, and I totally agree that on everything that's been said so far. And yeah, there's certain projects that it's probably best not for them to dox because of regulatory reasons. But in that case, I think that there are still ways to be very transparent and upfront with your community. Like one example I can give is, GMX. They're completely anonymous, but yet everyone has full trust in them. And I think that's because they've shown that they have no ill intentions. They've put everything on chain. GMX is completely decentralized, and it can pretty much run without any human interaction. Which is impressive, and I think that's the end goal for a lot of crypto projects. But going along that, you still need to, I think, provide more information, and oversharing is never a bad thing if you're an anonymous team. You can't assume that every user is going to be an expert sleuthing the blockchain and Basescan or Etherscan. Got to explain everything and assume that people might not be the best at looking through those things, or maybe they just don't have the time. And so just explaining everything you're doing, explaining your intentions, breaking down the more technical things, there's no harm in that. And I think it just builds a layer of trust compared to, there's certain chains like Solana, for example, there's just devs that are anonymous and just farming their users and pumping and dumping, and it's awful and it sucks. And there's very little transparency in a lot of those projects. But I think Base is a lot better in that regard. It seems a lot more community focused, and people actually seem to care. So yeah, I think transparency is huge, and there's no issue in oversharing, providing as much information as possible, and just making it easy to understand. Because even if you are honest and mean well, if people don't understand what you're doing, they might assume the worst. So yeah, that's my take on it. I'm curious to hear what other people think.
Yeah, I have some opinions about it as well. I think down the line, eventually, we're probably going to see some regulatory entities for crypto that are probably going to manage KYB, KYC for teams. and also the security of projects. I'm hoping that we're going to see something
I
streamlined.
think a
as
lot of
part
it,
goes.
like my 2 cents on this would be a lot of it is like managing just people's expectations. Like if at the beginning you say you're not going to docs before you either sell anything or promote like what you're building, stuff like that, you make it clear like what your the community's expectations should be before anyone sort of involves themselves, then it shouldn't be a problem. Like at the end of the day, most people in this space, you kind of like know what you're getting into, and even if people are doxed, like what you said at the beginning, like it doesn't stop projects from failing. It doesn't stop projects from maybe not doing as well as other unicorns. So it's like we just kind of have to, if you're managing those expectations throughout the process, throughout your building, then like your community hopefully will stay happy and trust you. And yeah, in some like we're doxed, people know who we are. We did it at the beginning, and I don't think people really cared that much. It was just more about like, what did we say we were going to do, and are we going to do it? And I don't think it would have like our community would have been happy or sad depending on those results towards the end. So I think yeah, that's the main thing. Yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that. Although we are the Armbu, so if you know about the Armbu, we're a Black Ops specialized secret agency, so maybe we shouldn't have doxed ourselves. But yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah, I'd like to chime in a bit here myself. So Equalizer is actually, the founder's actually been doxxed. Me myself, I've been doxxed as well in crypto for about 2 years. It was sort of what someone earlier mentioned actually. As long as you say what you're gonna do, the fact that you're doxing doesn't really matter. It does obviously give some confidence to other people, but with something like Equalizer, we run on a VE3 DEX model, which is kind of like a flywheel mechanism. And that's one of the hardest parts for us is because we want to make it as transparent as possible to our users as well as protocols and how this is a lot better than Uniswap. The way this model came up actually was it was kind of combining both Curve as well as Uniswap. And I'm sure you can see now the revenue from Uniswap, the token, how Uniswap's doing. But another competitor of ours would obviously be Aerodrum, but you can see how they've obviously dominated in that aspect. When it comes to us, of course, we were on Phantom initially, and Phantom obviously had its own sort of hiccups in that aspect, but we still built on there from the very beginning, and that allowed us, our founder, and as well as our team, to get really close with the foundation. So I know they're relaunching their own layer one as well later this year. I don't want to talk too much about it because it's a base space, but that in itself has already solidified ourselves in such a good aspect. So, for example, when I got hired as the business development for the base side, because I want to make it very clear that that was one of the biggest things in the community was that is the team shifting focus to base? Are we shifting focus to Phantom? It was more so we just onboarded new people. Me as a business development, other people as marketing, so people could focus as well on Phantom and Sonic and all those other aspects. But just recently, we've been making like a lot of noise on base. I know the number one leading token just the past week, I believe, was the TAD token, and we were able to get them on Equalizer, get them on our flywheel mechanism and everything. And that's one of the things as well is we want to create videos. We have videos as well on Phantom, but create videos because I know on base itself is there's a lot of new people on base who had never even provided liquidity to begin with. So we want to make those videos to make it easier for them. And at the same time, we want to teach protocols how this flywheel mechanism works. So we run on a system where you would bribe your token, people would lock our native token, which is Scale, to have voting power, and they would vote on these pools due to the bribes, so that they get these bribes streamed to them. And whichever amount of pool gets a certain amount of votes per epoch, these epochs run on a 1 week schedule, those emissions are targeted towards them. So one thing we want to do, obviously, is we have a 4-week bribe match program, and that's one of the things we want to make clear to protocols. Is the reason for this is to kind of bootstrap your own voting power, so that you're not always bribing out of pocket or doing these other things. Because Equalizer itself is a way better product than Uniswap or even SushiSwap itself, and having a lot of projects, even such as Trump and other people as well, they've been onboarded as well, and they're starting to learn the flywheel mechanism as well. But we want to teach them more of the mathematics of it, how to actually grow your liquidity and bootstrap your liquidity, and as well as leverage the community that we have on Phantom. So to touch up more on that, our community actually received our expansion to base really well, actually. So we have a bunch of people on Phantom, we have a bunch of people on Base as well, and our community is just beginning to grow larger and larger. And I just want to touch up on just some more things. It's just part of it's like the UI/UX experience. And me personally, I'm proud to say that we probably have one of the best ones ever. When you come on our website, you won't have to wait 20 seconds for fetching price or anything like that. Everything's very clear in our aspect, and our new V5 just went live as well. And we are also have a meta aggregator integrated into our swap mechanism, and OpenOcean is in that as well, Otis, and as well as a lot of other aggregators, and that's to give you guys the best possible rates ever. So it's kind of in a situation where if you're not swapping an equalizer, you might be losing some due to slippage. So always just check, whichever on that aspect. But I just want to touch up more on that because we kind of function on a different DEX model, but it's clearly proven to be a lot better than Curve, Convex, as well as Uniswap. You could kind of see the TVL dropping from over there and kind of migrating over to these kind of V33 DEXs. And then another thing I do want to touch upon is while we do have a lot of partners, releasing a Medium article as well by the end of today that will touch up more about everything to do with Equalizer and our expansion and everything.
All right, thank you. And then there has been Maga and DAPHub raising hands quite long time. Either way, you can take from here, Maga.
All right, thanks. Hey, sorry if I cut you off there, the host. I just I couldn't hear you before, so I don't know if I did or not, but I reset my phone so I can hear you perfectly now. I just wanted to add for everyone, all these base projects in here, like Mega Trump on Base. We just went to On-Chain Summit in San Francisco. We had 4 team members there, and this is for all these utility projects. Like I said, I'm an investor at heart. I've been with Starter Labs for 3 or 4 years now in the VIP group, buying all ICOs, and we just partnered with Equalizer, coming from Phantom over to Base. Got a beautiful blue Trump face on there. We're front running the Base ecosystem and Politify. But just for all you guys, like, I know the market's been tough, but like On-Chain Summit, which was hosted by Jesse Gagain, Jake Gagain, Jesse P was there, Rodney from Crypto Journey, and it was just an awesome event. So if I have like 2 minutes, I was going to tell you guys about it because it really lit like a fire on all the groups that were there. It was a lot of meme projects. There was some utility projects, but overall, like, so when you bought your pass, you actually went to onchainsummit.com, connected your Coinbase wallet, and you just paid with either USDC or ETH right through your Coinbase wallet through the website. So like real world utility. Literally, right when I paid with USDC through my Coinbase wallet, I got an email for the hotel check-in and an NFT for the 3-day event. And it was the W Hotel, which is a very nice hotel in San Francisco. And then directly across the street is the Howard. It's like a 3-story event center. And this guy, Kevin, who is the on-chain, I tagged it it's at On-Chain Summit SF. He put it together and was an absolute rock star. He's like a crypto maxi. That's Silicon Valley, big money all in there in San Francisco. And he had like 30 TVs, all had meme coins decorated all over them. All the poker tables were redone with all the descriptions of the meme coins, all the poker chips. It was full, all inclusive, all you can eat and drinks, like white service the whole time. So like you literally, the first event was Friday 4:30 to 8:30, and it was a mixer, and you didn't have to wait in line for drinks or food. They were just coming around, had a poker night. And then Saturday was the full-on event, 9 to 5, where they did all the speakers and panels. There was 3 levels. The bottom was like a design level where they were doing custom base gear. The middle was all the vendors, which Mega Trump on Base, we had a table that we were passing out our merch. And then the top was like where the speakers, there was panels all day speaking. So, just to let you know, like, there was certain conversations, even Jesse P, like, he's like, I can't divulge, but he's like, trust me, big money is coming to Base. Like, he's like, big money's coming to Base. And I know, like, a bunch of these meme projects, we were all front running it and we're waiting for all these utility projects. That's why I keep repeating, I love this space. But yeah, like, it was reassuring to hear. He's like, and even when Jake and Jesse did their thing on Saturday, he's like, you guys, people are following the curve of the internet for like the growth of crypto because it's similar. He's like, it's going to be nothing close to similar because the internet needed infrastructure. Like they had to build and put in lines and whatever. Like the infrastructure is already there. Like Jesse's like so locked in when he did his interview with Jake. He's like, within 5 years, we're trying to get the whole world on chain and specifically to base. He's like, that there's no reason we shouldn't. And yeah, just to hear like his focus, like high level focus. So I don't want to talk about like the low level stuff, just high level, like overall the vision of base, the backing they have by Coinbase, the money that's coming in, the utility projects, and like I said, these people that hosted this event were even in their own right, big people like Kevin that owns this building. I mean, he's just a crypto maxi that went out of his way to host this Coinbase event. And like, so yeah, I just wanted to like, gave everyone there a little bit of confidence. I put some pictures there. But yeah, like it was just an awesome event. If they do that event again next year, because it was only $750 for 2 nights at that W Hotel, which is very nice, three days at the event and all the food and drinks. Like there's no way they made money, but it was like a vibe atmosphere, a bunch of micro conversations all the way throughout the whole time. There wasn't like winner and loser. Like it was like we're all going to grow together and get liquidity from these other chains. So it was a super great event. And like I said, I just hope like all you projects that are building and like know that you built on the right chain, and that base is where all the liquidity is going to come. So yeah, I just wanted to give you that, but I do got to get into my real life meeting. And if you got a spot, I think my secret base is here. I'd be happy to have them take my spot because they were there too. And any project can benefit from secret base. So if you guys have any questions, I'll answer them. But if not, I'm going to sign off.
Guys, I just want to say, bases, but it seems like whatever people are meeting up in real life for base, whether it be on-chain summit or when frames came out, it always gives a positive atmosphere, and that might be due to Jesse or Sam or anything like that. But I think it's just due to the culture of base, Coinbase, and the people who are pushing it. So yeah, all the pictures you sent, everything, it looked like a lot of fun. Unfortunately for me, I'm on vacation myself, so I wasn't able to make it. But for $750, it's definitely sounds like a good event.
Yeah, thanks for the let's say positive vibes that you just delivered for us. Delivered for us, all of the base believers whatever we want to call ourselves. But yeah, it's always good to know kind of hear this kind of news that the liquidity is coming. And well, it gives us hope, even if the summer has been a little bit of limbo and we all just keep building and waiting for a little bit more bullish times. But okay, all right, there is still DubHub who has been raising his hand for quite some time.
Yeah. Hey guys. I'm Travis from DabHub, and I'm one of the co-founders of our browser. Just a quick intro. DabHub is basically a browser that's really built to take the steps for like somebody coming on chain for the first time from like 10, 15 steps to 3. So you sign up with your email with the browser. Then basically we have an app store built in and a built-in wallet. And then our browser is like non-Chromium. So basically like we don't have to look at anybody's data. It's all private. And basically the server instance is also like secure as well. So the users don't have to worry about getting scammed inside the browser and things like that. You guys are all building like great products, as I see. I would love to talk more with you guys, but I want to know about like how do you guys feel about doxing when it comes to like the average consumer, right? So like when I think about like the traditional like Web 2 consumers, I don't think a lot of them really care too much about like what they're using, like when it comes, well, I mean, like who built this specific product when it comes to like a consumer app versus DeFi. So that's just like an added question like that I wanted to.
Well, yeah,
present you
I
guys.
think with consumer apps, I think it's definitely different than DeFi. And the same thing is like with traditional service provider. If all you're doing is something like audits or you're building applications that don't necessarily require anybody to make any kind of purchases or anything where somebody could say that, oh, you're using securities or something like that. I mean, when DAppHub has a token that is being traded, then you could have some kind of problems or some kind of issues with how this token is being sold, because I know the SEC likes to regulate by, was it regulation through punishment is what I've heard before. So but until you have a token and you're just building a product that people will be using without any financial requirements, then I don't think there's any risk there.
And I think that's a really interesting question that DAppHub asked, like with Web2 users. And I think the main thing for them is just how it makes them feel when they're using an app. And if it feels trustworthy, it feels safe, like it could be the greatest app ever and have an amazing infrastructure. But if it looks sketchy, or if it looks like it's still in construction or not fully built out and developed, I think consumers are very wary of that. Like I've heard a lot of stories where, you know, whether they're like startups or, you know, fintech companies or like sales as a service companies, they'll, when they release their first iteration of a project or their product, they don't name it V1 because consumers think, oh, it's V1. There's probably going to be a lot of bugs. It's the first version of it. You know, it's going to have issues. They'll just go ahead and name it V2, even if it is the first version, just because calling it V2 makes people think, oh, it's already been out. They've gone through some fixes. They've gotten feedback. You know, they've improved it. And I just think that's hilarious. And it just kind of reinforces that it's just all about the appearance and the vibe it gives off and whether it feels safe or it looks polished. And they don't care who made it. They just want to feel good when they're using it. And I think a lot of that translates to Web3 as well. And the further along that we get and try to onboard more retail people and Web2 users, we really need to focus on like abstracting the crypto aspect away and just making it feel good and feel smooth and feel like an app that they're used to using, because having to go through all the steps of confirming transactions and, you know, transferring to different wallets or, you know, anything that you have to do normally in crypto that we're used to, that can be kind of intimidating for normal people. So yeah, I think that's a huge hurdle to get over, and is going to be the big like next wave in Web3 is how you can make it crypto and make it DeFi, but really take away all the aspects that scare people off and just make it seem like a normal app.
I think that's kind of, just to chime in here, I think that's kind of the route we went with Equalizer. Right now, it's funny you say V2. We're actually on our V5 front end / UI, and it is actually V5. We've had a team working on it for several months now, and obviously now it's live on Base. But that was one of the things we did, of course, because we were on Phantom. There was obviously many things about the old DApp that I could have said we could have improved on. But one thing is, we kind of solidified ourselves in that aspect. Like I said, not only is the founder docs, me, myself, I'm docs as well, but we had such a good relationship with the Phantom Foundation as well as other projects, while obviously still improving on everything else and then coming out with sort of a better DApp. I mean, me even being in crypto, I remember I think it was a year or two ago when that whole node as a service thing was going on with Strong Block and everything. And all the dApps looked honestly wonderful. They looked like Web2 type level dApps. They had crazy animations, but a lot of them just ended up scamming or rugging. So, you know, we kind of took the reverse aspect in that approach. And for us, it's just turning out really well because we get a lot of good feedback on our DApp. And obviously improvements that people wanted beforehand have been, of course, added. But yeah, with Web3 and DeFi, it is a bit different. And I think someone was talking about it before. When it comes to consumer apps and DeFi, it is very different. But at least for Equalizer, I know for a fact that that is definitely how it worked on that way. The fact that they stayed such close eyes on Phantom and then expanded to Base, in my opinion, not only the best time, but also the time where they could hire people as well. We've obviously used the Optimism token grants to bootstrap liquidity and pay for other things as well. So that's what gives us that option. But yeah, I just wanted to touch up on there with how people sort of govern respect and trustability within Web3.
Great, thanks. Good take again. By the way, I just wanted to chime in over here. Cult Games and Game on Forge. I have tried to send you quite many invitations to become speakers, so please raise your hands unless Elon is again rugging us. So Game on Forge and Cult Games, please do raise your hands so I will lift you up as a speaker as well. But yeah, please let's go ahead around the discussions. Who would like to be the next one?
Yeah, I can go. I think a lot of what we keep talking about just comes back to trust. like when we're talking about why Base is generating all this interest, a lot of investors, a lot of projects wanting to go over to Base. I think a lot of that's just due to Coinbase's track record. They've been around since like 2013, I believe. Never went under. Now they're a publicly traded company with balance sheets that are audited by big four audit firms, scrutinized by the SEC. So people have kind of developed a lot of trust in them. And I think it's the same thing as kind of doxing as a team yourself. Our team's like all doxed, and I think it's just another way to build trust. I don't think you need to dox yourself in crypto, but I do think it helps build trust along with like audits, any open source code you have, showing people transactions on the blockchain itself. I think it's all just trust factor, and how do you kind of build that over time? And you can kind of take small steps here and there, and hopefully eventually people will trust you, and you can kind of be one of those name brands in crypto. So I think that's kind of where we keep coming back to, is just the idea of trust in the ecosystem.
I'll just pitch in. So trust in crypto Twitter as of now, trust is built by continuous, tweets by founders, and even if the founder is doxed, even if the whole team is doxed, it does not matter until and unless they are delivering uh, what delivering the right set of features. So trust is important, and how the founder's vision is out there for the public is also important.
Sorry, guys, I'll chime in here. I haven't had an opportunity to speak because there's so many technical issues. So I'll just really quickly jump on and say that for us, trust is super, super important, especially between your community and the platform. You know, the community is essentially your extended marketing wing of the platform. And without the trust from, I say, dedicated community members and even ambassadors, you know, they need to be able to trust the platform, what you're doing, and the long-term vision, because essentially they are an extension of yourself. You know, they talk to their friends about the project. Hey, you know, I'm jumping into this new project. They've got great access to liquidity, or there's fantastic farming options available. And word of mouth is often such a more powerful motivator, you know, to get other people on board than it is from posting a tweet and reading something online. So if your community trusts you, you know, and the wider ecosystem trusts you, and you've built that trust alongside, you know, maybe a couple years worth of experience, I think that goes such a long way. And even like with really trusted platforms, they can make mistakes. You know, people make mistakes, and these things happen. But keeping that trust and like retaining it is a lot easier than regaining it. So, you know, it's a very, very important metric. Something that we can't kind of, you know, measure with a 0 to 100 sentiment gauge. So you got to kind of have your finger on the pulse of the community and be responsive and adaptive to the needs. Transparency, if and when, yes, it's important to be transparent. So it's sort of, you know, dancing a fine line between the two of those and making sure that you have your community on board with all the decisions that you're looking to make, you know, as a platform or a project.
Yeah, great takes, and I agree over here. Really difficult to build again if you have lost the trust.
Sorry, I think your mic is having some issues.
Is it still having issues? Elon is doing his magic.
Right. You're good now.
Yeah.
every time. Yeah, I was just adding over there what OpenOcean said, that the trust in this space, it's of course it's very difficult to build because there are so many scammers, unfortunately, in the space. And this goes a little bit back to this anonymous or non-anonymous discussion. People have really difficult time to trust, even though we were supposed to trust in the code and not trust in the people when we joined the crypto movement. Of course, the industry has evolved quite a lot since those times, but that is the originating idea. I think so. But yeah, I still personally believe that there shouldn't be a single point of failure. And this means that, the community needs to live as its own as well, even though there would be, a bigger team or leading figures in the project. But the community is kind of a pillar that just keeps it going. If someone drops, there is always another taking the place over there. Anything else on this topic? Skylark is now requesting to speak, so let's take him up. If Elon would allow me to take him up. Unfortunately, I can't. Sorry about that. Sorry about that one. Do you want to drop and request again?
In the meantime, I'll touch up quickly about community because I did talk about it before. But yeah, that was one of the best things about at least Equalizer, in my opinion. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, hey everyone, GM. Thanks for bringing me up. I just wanted to echo Skylark here, by the way. This quick intro. Skylark is an on-chain engagement platform for creating quests, and part of that journey that I think about as well when I think about our platform and as it pertains to trust is the ability to leverage quests for engaging and creating trust amongst your users. But I wanted to extend past that point and tap into OpenOcean's point around not just the platform itself being a source of trust, but also the entire ecosystem, right? I like what WorldCoin is doing in terms of like establishing a world chain separate from its initial platform that it developed. And I think stuff like that creates an ecosystem for which my users can feel like home, feel safe on using a platform by which they can identify as a human, right? Trust to me extends more than just like the founders. It also extends to the ability to know that you are who you are on a platform, and you have rights to get access to things that you should get access to, which is a big issue in this space when certain people are unbanked, right, or don't have the ability to participate in certain markets. Having the ability to identify yourself and know that certain players, i.e., bots, aren't going to suck your liquidity out of the space is very important as well. So I think trust. I just wanted to explain. I just wanted to jump on and highlight that point and extend past what OpenOcean was saying.
Yes, thank you, Skylark. And was there something you wanted to say, GUM13? And then after GUM, there is a new speaker called Karn Chakraborty from Cult Games, and you can as well give your introduction.
Finally, thank you for letting us come in. I know this sometimes gets crazy. Really appreciate that, and thanks for inviting us. It's a pleasure. So to just give an idea what Cult Games is doing, we are building a blockchain agnostic gaming ecosystem where community can play a AAA quality game or a hyper casual game across the different blockchains. We have already partnered with 7 blockchains as of now, and we are coming and expanding our gaming portfolio across different chains, so users will be having this possibility of playing games and engaging with games across different chains. And in sense of it, we have been in gaming from last 7 years, so we already have a big user base of around 4.5 million users, and we are trying to bring those traditional users to Web3 through our partners and through the integrations of Web3 gaming, which a paradigm which is changing a lot. So it's a pleasure to be here, and we all are on the right sense of creating a difference in Web3. And I see a lot of interesting projects here, and it would be a pleasure for us to partner and grow together.
Quickly, Ken, I just tried to DM you. I think the DMs are closed. I'm sorry. It would be great if you DM me and we chat.
You can do that on Cult Games. I think the DM will be open there, and then we can chat.
Nice. All right. Perfect.
Yeah, so just to touch up on what I said earlier, me personally, I think Equalizer probably has one of the best communities just with respect to our migration, like I said, from Phantom to Base, how I touched up on earlier. Of course, for a lot of people, that would bring a lot of concerns, of course, because there's different tokens and everything. But like I said earlier, us hiring more people, having more bribes to the point where now our Epoch incentives are hitting over 100,000 on both chains. People are starting to realize the benefits of both. So it's not so much that you have to pick and choose a side. It's more so whichever chain that you're bullish on, that should really be the one that you go towards. So like someone mentioned earlier, Base is obviously, I mean, it's solidified by Coinbase. If it wasn't in that aspect, I don't think it would be as big as it is right now. But to touch up just more on the community aspect, yeah, it's mainly just a few community members, and someone mentioned ambassadors earlier, that I could really I could name just off maybe two hands, that people who are really loud voices in the community, whether it be on X, whether it be in Discord. I'm not sure if someone can hear me or.
We hear you. Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, like I said, I'm not too sure if. I'm just losing track here. But yeah, just a lot of people were obviously unsure about us moving to Phantom and everything, but obviously us solidifying ourselves still on Phantom and Sonic while doing everything on Base. Obviously, there's only a handful of people, in my opinion, that could really push those, because had those long-term holders or people who are obviously, in a main sense, whales or really invest into the project, if we don't address their concerns in that aspect, then it's just like what everyone else said. It can sort of have the community fall apart. But I mean, I'm proud to say that Equalizer, I've worked for BD for a lot of projects, and it's probably the best community that I've ever been a part of in terms of any DEX, any product, or any protocol, really. And I can see that we have one of our partners in here, actually, Tadpole. So shout out to all the Tad Chads out there. Just keep on killing those charts over there.
All right, great takes. Also this week, this week, I have a little bit of a hard stop at 19. So we need to start wrapping up the spaces. A couple of times earlier we have run over time because the discussion has been so heated. But I have a little bit of partnership calls that I need to take. Jump from the entertaining the spaces audience to that kind of tasks. So before we stop over here or finish the spaces, I would like to have that the project say their final remarks, whatever they want to say to the audience, if they have some sort of a call to action, what the community should now do. Just go ahead with your own speed. I thank everyone on my behalf for joining for the discussion, and let's continue then next week with all of the good discussions.
Yeah,
awesome.
Thank you.
Hey, Rob here. Just wanted to sign off here. Thanks for having me again on this fine space. It's a great time every week. Again, I'm with Treble, and we are launching the first V4 DEX on Base. We'll have a truly customizable experience for our users. Yeah, we're looking to partner up with any projects that are looking to either find a home for their liquidity or looking to launch a project through a launchpad, or simply wanting to figure out some synergies that we could do together. I also dropped a DM in OpenOcean's Twitter, and let's get a Telegram going whenever you have a chance. And I dropped my Telegram name in there as well. And yeah, for everyone else, check out our website, TrebleSwap.com. Check out our cross-chain swaps that we have live on there, and more features are coming soon. Thanks for having me again.
Yep, this is Larry from Drake, and I just want to thank everyone for joining and listening to us. I think it was a great space. For anyone who's still listening, I'd encourage you to join our Discord, follow us on Twitter. We're going to be launching soon, and a lot of the initial users are going to be heavily rewarded compared to the ones who come later. We're also looking to partner with any sort of projects or communities on Base. We have a referral program that could help you earn some revenue for your protocol, maybe distribute it back to your communities. So yeah, would love to partner with anyone who is in this space. And yeah, follow us, join our Discord, and we'll have a bunch of exciting news coming soon. Thanks again.
Yeah, I can go next too. Again, thank you guys for having me on this space. I just wanted to let you guys know, for everybody on this space, there's an opportunity coming up starting on Monday to win a portion of up to 1,500 USDC. We're partnering, Skylark is partnering with Block Scout, and we're doing a series of Learn to Earn quest on how to leverage Block Explorers. So going back to my point earlier around education being a factor of building community in this space, the series will be over the next 6 weeks. The campaign will be over the next 6 weeks, and you can go ahead and tap in and get ready by just following our page, Skylark page here, and reading more details on the first post. I'll put it in the comments as well.
Yeah, I can go next. Thanks for having us. I'm Michael at Velvet Capital. If anyone here is looking to manage their DeFi portfolio, manage their meme coin portfolio, I know we had a few meme coins in here. We're building an intent operating system that serves as a portfolio management app, so you can get out of any position, in and out of any positions in a single click, be able to earn yield through different base products and kind of interact with the ecosystem as a whole. So we're kind of your gateway into the full suite of base DeFi.
Can we go next?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So this is the founder of Cult Games. Anyone who loves games, want to be part of exciting game portfolio, follow Cult Games, and we are making a difference in this space. You'll be having an amazing portfolio, a bouquet of games across in Cult, and you'll be able to play across all your favorite blockchains. Just follow us and support us.
Gum13 here from Equalizer Scale. I just want to say thanks for the spaces, and anyone listening, make sure to follow the Scale on Base Twitter. There's a Medium article dropping tonight. We have a lot more integrations coming, and while I've talked a lot about like meme coins in general, there's a lot of protocols launching on Base. So as someone mentioned earlier, the first wave is always the meme coins, and now we have some serious innovative stuff coming onto Base. And the best part about for us on Phantom is people want to migrate from Phantom to Base. So we're bringing over people over there, and I know Jesse was talking about liquidity, but we have our own liquidity to come on over.
Alex here from Armbu Legends. If anyone is interested in playing cool games, anime, we will be launching our project on Base around mid-September. But we are looking for all projects to partner with while we're marketing. We've got some cool things to offer out, and this is just the tip or the peak of our products that we haven't even announced yet. So yeah, follow us and drop me a message if you're interested in working together.
Hey guys.
Thanks for the spaces.
Hey guys. This is Travis from DAppHub Browser, guys. Thank you guys for having us on. I just asked everybody to go and try out our browser now on Mac. It's out now, and our tokenomics will be built into the application too as well. So basically, the more things like that you search, and the more times like that you use the built-in wallet, the more tokens like that you'll get for our phase 2 as well. Thank you guys once again, and I would love to integrate some of you guys' applications into our browser as well. So we'll be reaching out.
All right. Was that everyone? Everyone has said hopefully their final greetings. Please stand up now if you haven't, if I lost my track of it there. But yes, once again, million thanks on my behalf for joining, and we will continue next week. Have a good one. Thank you.